Money is anything that two people agree is money. Gold is a better form of money than most other forms of money. But the primary value to gold is not its money, it's as an insurance policy. Anybody looking at the world's financial situation today and the geopolitical situation who doesn't see we are at a very dangerous time in history is an idiot. The house is burning down and you still have the opportunity to buy an insurance policy. Now, silver and platinum and palladium are probably better insurance policies than gold, but any of them, if you don't own some gold, silver, platinum, palladium, rhodium in your hands, you have no insurance policy.
This month, Russian President Vladimir Putin will host the inaugural BRICS Plus Summit from October 22nd to 24th in Kazan, Tatarstan. The founding BRICS members, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, will officially welcome 5 new members. This summit signifies a geopolitical shift as BRICS Plus examines economic strategies involving metals like palladium, platinum, and silver alongside gold, with analysts suggesting potential developments toward a currency backed by precious metals, which could challenge the US dollar's dominance as China and Russia bolster their gold reserves to reduce reliance on Western financial systems. Investor Bob Moriarty attributes roughly 90% of the recent surge in gold prices to China's aggressive buying, with Russia playing a supporting role. In response to US sanctions on Chinese banks, Russia began exporting gold to China, allowing both nations to bypass financial restrictions and sustain trade flows. This collaboration aligns with a broader BRICS strategy to reinforce economic resilience and reduce dependence on dollar-based systems. Data from the World Gold Council indicates that China and Russia are driving global gold demand as part of their efforts to diversify reserves away from US dollar-denominated assets, motivated by economic and geopolitical concerns. Moriarty predicts the next bull market will shift away from gold and into other key metals such as silver, platinum, and palladium, with miners standing to benefit significantly. He anticipates these metals will surpass gold's performance, potentially mirroring the explosive gains seen during the 1970s commodity boom. While gold's rise to record levels this year has captured attention, silver, often overshadowed, has already outpaced gold's gains and may be poised for a substantial rally. Moriarty suggests silver could be on the verge of breaking through to all-time highs, further solidifying its role as a critical asset in the evolving global financial landscape. Now, we present the clips of Bob Moriarty's insights from his recent interview. Before we continue to discuss this, please subscribe to our channel and activate the bell icon for timely updates.
What should our parachute be? Now, I do not look at gold as being a perfect form of money. A lot of people do. Money can be anything. It can be shells. It can be big round rocks. It can be pieces of plastic. It can be paper. It can be cows. It can be salt. Money is anything that two people agree is money. Gold is a better form of money than most other forms of money. But the primary value to gold is not its money. It's as an insurance policy. Anybody looking at the world's financial situation today and the geopolitical situation who doesn't see we are at a very dangerous time in history is an idiot. The house is burning down and you still have the opportunity to buy an insurance policy. Now, silver and platinum and palladium are probably better insurance policies than gold, but any of them, if you don't own some gold, silver, platinum, palladium, rhodium in your hands, you have no insurance policy. But once you get past that, the greatest investment I think I've ever seen in my life is the gold shares, because once gold and silver, platinum, palladium, and rhodium go up, the gold shares are going to follow and then surpass. If you go back at the increase in the price of gold in the last 6 months, I think 90% of it is Chinese buying and certainly a degree of Russian buying. The United States put sanctions on Chinese bank, and to avoid the sanctions, the Russians started shipping gold to China. okay, because they can evade sanctions that way. It doesn't make any difference how many sanctions the world puts on Russia. And I think NATO and the EU have put like 21 different sets of sanctions. And the amazing thing is, every set of sanctions has hurt the United States and the EU and hasn't hurt Russia, but they continue to do it. The amazing thing is, and I saw this and I love seeing that, there is actually more Russian gas going to Europe now than there was a year ago. But the Europeans are paying a lot more money for it because it's coming from China, it's coming from India. Okay, you're South African. Okay, do you remember what happened in the 70s? There were South African gold mines paying 25% dividends. Durban Deep, a Western Gold. There were so many great stocks. There were stocks that went up hundredfold, and you're going to see the same thing again. But the interesting thing is, let me give you some numbers. Platinum was discovered as a unique element. It's 1722 in Colombia. Okay, the Spanish, when they were dredging for gold in the rivers, threw the platinum back because they thought it was undeveloped gold, platinum having slightly higher specific gravity than gold. Gold's hitting record highs. Well, a record high in silver was $50.22 in January of 1980. Okay, it's sitting at like $29 or $30 right now. Palladium is nowhere near its high. Platinum has had a premium to gold for probably 98 for the last 200 years, and platinum selling for $900 when you got $2,700 gold. So you're correct, and the Russians understand this, and they're going to start buying palladium, they're going to start buying rhodium, they're going to start buying silver, because those metals are going to move faster and higher than gold. I'm not a guy that likes to pick numbers because, frankly, I'm no good at it. But you're going to see record highs for platinum. You're going to see record highs for silver. You're going to see record highs for rhodium. Rhodium's been as high as $28,000 an ounce. You're going to see higher.
The recent surge in the 10-year U.S. Treasury note yield, from approximately 3.68% to 4.5% in just a month, has sent shockwaves through the investment community, igniting fears of hyperinflation. This dramatic rise, roughly 25%, is causing many investors to rethink their strategies and question the reliability of traditional safe havens like government bonds. With inflationary pressures mounting due to unprecedented fiscal and monetary policies, including expansive government spending and aggressive interest rate adjustments by the Federal Reserve, there's a growing sentiment that the bond market may no longer offer the security it once did. As a result of this uncertainty in the bond market, there's an observable trend where investors are reassessing their portfolios and exploring different asset classes. Precious metals like gold and silver are gaining renewed interest, as these assets are often viewed as reliable stores of value during economic distress. Additionally, the anticipated BRICS Plus summit, where member nations may discuss a new currency system backed by precious metals, adds to the growing allure of gold and silver as strategic investments. If the shift from traditional bonds continues, demand for these alternative assets could increase, subsequently increasing prices.
The last bond auction, I think, was on September 11th, and then we held a bond auction this week. And the 10-year note went from like 3.68 to 4.5 in 1 month. That is a giant increase. That is an enormous increase. Now, my opinion, it's just my opinion, I think we're going to have hyperinflation, and I think the bond market recognizes it. And if it can go up 25%, and a move from 3 to 4 is a 25% move. If it goes up 25% in 1 month, you got a problem. I happen to think, again, it's just my opinion, I think the stock market in general is an accident waiting to happen. The very best investor, I think, in world history, Warren Buffett, has been dumping Apple stock and Bank of America stock. I make the point in my book that you don't actually have to know anything about investing. If you can find somebody who does know something about investing, just copy what he does. When I was in a fighter squadron, God, this goes back almost 60 years, we had one guy that clearly was the best fighter pilot in the squadron. And I went up to him and said, look, I want to be the best fighter pilot in the squadron. How do I do that? He said, look, Kim, you can't. I said, well, I'm really disappointed. Why can't I? And he said, because I'm the best fighter pilot in the squadron. But if you would like to be almost as good as me, all you have to do is copy everything I do. And frankly, looking at what Warren Buffett is doing and looking at his 19% a year return for the last 300 years, it's a good time to be bailing out of the general stock market, not getting into the general stock market. We have seen a spike. It is the last thing that happens before the market crashes. So I believe that stock market in general is very precarious. We talked about the collapse of the debt-based system, but when you talk about the collapse of the debt-based system, you actually have to talk about what's going to replace it. And of course, that's going to be BRICS and the resource-based system of the East and the South. And on the 22nd of this month, they're going to have a very important meeting in Russia talking about what they're going to do about a currency. And I believe they're going to announce a basic resource and gold-based financial system. And when they do, it will be the destruction of the dollar. The dollar will still exist, just like the British pound does. However, it's not going to be an important feature of the world trading system. And that's going to result in the destruction of the American economy.
The upcoming BRICS Plus Summit on October 22nd to 24th could significantly impact gold and silver prices. Analysts anticipate a cautiously bullish outlook for these metals, driven by potential announcements regarding a currency backed by precious metals. Demand for gold and silver may increase with China's stimulus measures and the possibility of U.S. rate cuts. UBS analysts project that silver could outperform gold over the next 12 months, potentially bringing its price ratio closer to the historical average of just below 70 times. How will the BRICS Plus Summit affect gold and silver prices? If you find this video informative, don't forget to support our channel and turn on notifications to stay informed about our latest videos. See you in the next video.